See my picture? We're not live yet? Oh, wow, I can see you back to the bridge. Yeah, and property tax. Oh, I think so. Oh, yeah. And I think anybody who lives in Michiana Shores would want to get rid of the property tax. Okay, you want to know what's going on with the property taxes up here in LaPorte County? Our former building inspector, this guy named Ken Purz, was a real scumbag. He's a big slumlord in Michigan City. He's now the county assessor. What he did, anything south of US 12 has very low property tax. Anything north of US 12, the property taxes are outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Like my dad, before he got the second mortgage on the house, was paying like $5,000, $6,000 in property tax for our house, which is absolutely ridiculous. And this is designed, okay, this is designed to get rid of the people that have been living here for a long time and make room for the FIPS. And then the FIPS tear down all the quaint little old Michiana Shore style log cabin houses that are made with that semicircular wood trim and stuff to big story high FIPS. FIP, uh, is it okay to swear on here? Okay. FIP, FIP is short for fucking Illinois person. And they're called that because of the way they act. Because they're rich and they're very arrogant and they think our shit stinks and they shit gold. Yeah, yeah, you could say that. You could say that. Michiganders have driving issues too. Michiganders love to tailgate. I tell you. Well, yeah. Well, Michigan's got Gretchen Whitmer, stretching Gretchen. Uh, I got a story about Gretchen Whitmer that a couple of my customers up in Grand Rapids told me. But yeah, oh, let me tell you, Michiganders are just as bad as the Fips. Every time I go to Canada, I take 12 through Michigan, and Jesus Christ, some of these Michiganders are absolutely insane the way they drive. And then once you cross the Ambassador Bridge and you get into Windsor, Those are the most polite drivers ever. They don't cut in front of you. They don't honk at you. They're very polite. Well, this is something that John Jacob told me when I was running for state senate, and I think Kurt Nisley kind of brought this up too because this was right after they got voted out of the state house. Oh yeah, yeah. Those were like two of the best representatives we've had, and 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 uh, and John Jacob told me basically the property tax is in the state constitution, and if we want to get rid of the property tax, we have to change the state constitution in order to get rid of the property tax. We have to basically eliminate the property tax from the state constitution, so to speak. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and then they're gonna use the property tax for education, and you're gonna have all this LGBT propaganda in the schools again. Oh yeah, BLM and all this woke garbage. It does turn to shit. It really does. Hey, I got another good one. This is really good for those of you who have liberal relatives. Liberal relatives who come to visit are like fish. After 3 days, they begin to stink. Well, I don't understand why Micah Beckwith is with him because Micah Beckwith seems like a pretty solid guy. Well, I never really had very many dealings with him, so I just know about what you told me about him. So I can't really pass any judgment without having any personal experience. But just like with anybody else, I'm the type that gets along with anybody, but uh, fuck with me and then find out what's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. Politics is a dirty business. Hmm. And Vicky Cash is a very nice lady too. I've met her at the Liberty Defense picnic. She's a sweetheart, and so is Larissa Sweet. So is Larissa Sweet. Well, it's definitely needed. I mean, we need to have good, honest local news covering the state. Well, it is a political machine. Yep. Oh my God, that is a horrible paper. And Scott actually noticed my mugshot in that paper. Scott noticed my mugshot in that paper. They're going to get a nasty little letter from me too. I already sent a letter to Busted News. I said I want my mugshot off of there. People are innocent until proven guilty. They should not be allowed to have mugshots on there until a person has actually been found guilty without without beyond a reasonable doubt. You know, you can't publicly humiliate, and this destroys people's reputations. Then it's going to be difficult. They're like, want to go for a job. Like, oh, wait a minute! Didn't I see your mugshot in Northwest Indiana Times? Didn't I see your mugshot in Busted? Didn't I see your mugshot in this paper? That's bullshit. That I get elected in the state senate. That's going to have to change. Yeah, Zoom tends to do that. What do you expect? They're Chinese. Yeah, hey, you know how Chinese name their kids, don't you? They throw a whole bunch of pots and pans down the stairs and name them after the first sound they hear. Well, all I know is there are a lot of chins among the Chinese. There are a lot of chins among the Chinese. That's why you've heard of Gerald Celente, right? Out of New York, trends forecaster, and he speaks with a with a Bronx accent. He's absolutely hilarious. Uh, when he talks about these real fat Kool-Aid haired colored libtards that weigh 400 pounds, he says, "Well, they've got more chins than Chinatown." Oh, they can get nasty. Yeah, they'll do that too. They'll fuck with your food. They'll throw stuff at you. You know, one of the Trump trains that I was in, we were doing it in Valpo. I think it was a couple years ago already. Uh, Tim O said we got mooned. We literally got mooned. I had a tomato thrown at my car. I still had my blue Subaru. It was before a buck totaled that car. I love that car. And then there's this old couple. They had a milkshake thrown at them. They drove a 1940s pickup, and then Kelly and her daughter Layla were saying that somebody did some kind of obscene gesture towards them too. So these libtards are completely unhinged. Oh, they're nuts. And one Trump train, the guy had his phone in one hand filming us, and with the other hand giving us the finger. I mean, it's good comedy material. I mean that's for sure. Did Zoom go out again? Yeah. Okay. Uh. Okay.
Are you fucking serious?
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually, we don't. Get out of my bar right now.
You're not welcome.
I'm not fucking around. Get out of my bar.
Are you
Dead serious. Out.
Because I'm
Yes.
That's wild.
Out.
We can't You know the discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! Get off.
I have a question.
No, we're not answering
Why?
questions. Get out of my bar.
Why?
Because you're a Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually we don't. Get out of my bar right now.
You're not welcome.
I'm not fucking around. Get out of my bar.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Out.
Because I'm wearing a Trump
Yes.
vest. That's wild.
I don't care. Get out.
We can call the police, or you can just leave.
You know this is like discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! Boo-fucking-hoo! Get out of my bar.
I'm here. Still live. Good. Right. Oh, I'm that way too. I'm easy to get along with, but when somebody fucks with me, uh, they're gonna learn very quickly that it's not going to end well with it for them. Exactly. Right. No, go on, go on. Is she black or white? I think she's stupid. I think she's stupid. I think she's very immature. It's just like just like these snowflakes in Valpo. They color their hair the latest flavor of Kool Aid. I mean I mean the color of my Georgian Nataftari drink is a much better color than their hair. Um, you know, uh, they, but I think they're educated that way, or I shouldn't say educated. They're indoctrinated that way. Okay, they're taught that way in the schools. They 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 don't learn how to read and write. They they don't learn how to read and write. They don't learn how to do basic math skills. They don't learn any kind of home economics. They don't learn how to fix anything. It comes there when it comes to doing basic car maintenance, like pulling out the dipstick to check the oil in your car. They're totally clueless on how to do that, but they sure know. They sure know that how they sure know that somebody is a misogynist. They sure know that somebody's a racist. They sure know that somebody's a homophobe. I'm all of the above and damn proud of it. And that's what I'll tell them. Civility. Civility. Yeah, the days of civility. Well, you know the libtard is actually a fusion of. I'll give you a little lesson in philology here. Yeah, libtard is a fusion of two words. Okay, lib comes from the word liberal. Tard comes from the word retard. Now you can be even more graphic, like the Russians. The Russians call them liberasti, which is also two words: liberal, liberal, and pidarast, cocksucker. Yeah, well, the Russians are a people that are pretty much straightforward. At least I know Russian Orthodox are that way. Serbs are that way too. Boy, let me tell you, my spiritual father, Father Gavrilo, he told you what he thought. He did not sugarcoat anything. Yeah. John Schmitz, I think I met him once with you, didn't I? Didn't he run for mayor of Indianapolis? No, but I was there. I was there with you, and then I stayed the night at Jen Pace's place because those Georgians came from Philadelphia. Yeah, Well, I think it needs to be done. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's. Well, I think we let her speak. She showed us what kind of idiot she is. So I think we should just simply ignore her and just, in French, there's a saying, la dictature, c'est ferme ta gueule. La démocratie, c'est cause toujours, which basically means a dictatorship means shut the fuck up. A democracy is let's talk all the time. Cause toujours, let her talk, and we just don't give a shit. We just go our other way, our own way, and then she'll find out she'll be all ice. I think she probably made her bed. And now she's got to lie in it. If you're going to be a dumbass, expect people to treat you like a dumbass. Yeah, well, Gabe, it's not just in Indianapolis; it's all over the place. Up here too, and you know, my dad's been involved in Michiana Shores town politics and in the Republican Party for a very, very long time. I mean, he's been involved in Michiana Shores town politics since I was a little kid, since I was in grade school, probably since not long after we moved here in 1974. And my dad actually worked with Doug Bernanke, who was at the time the town attorney here, on the Michiana Shores Comprehensive Plan in 1983. He's a very nice guy. Yeah, they screwed him royally. He's a good man. He really is a good man. He was a good attorney too. Yeah. Well, he made a lot of enemies in Michiana Shores too. Yeah. Well, you see, that's exactly it, Gabe. It's when these damn Chicago people came here in the late 90s. They started all the shit against Doug Bernanke because he's been our town attorney. He's been our town attorney for such a long time, and nobody ever had a problem with him until all the FIPS started to show up. Yeah, yeah, they're all for free speech. They're all for free speech as long as they agree with your speech. Yeah, libertarians libertarians need to get off the pot agenda. That's the one thing that draws me away from the libertarians. They're too much in the pot agenda, and nobody likes a pothead. Yeah, I mean, if they would go with those kind of policies like laissez-faire and and less government and no wars and just get rid of all the pot stuff, they'd be fine. But they just push. Oh yeah, come on, we need pot, we need to get high, and they push that whole agenda. It just totally ruins them. Well, Alex Jones would call them paleo conservatives. Yeah, because the armed citizenry would protect their property, and you know you have the militia. You have the militia, and say there's a dangerous fugitive out there, and if that dangerous fugitive is too much for the sheriff to handle, he'll call on the militia to organize a sheriff's posse, and they'll help the sheriff bring in that fugitive. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And I'll tell you, the U.S. is not the only country that had an armed society. Actually, the whole idea of the Second Amendment and the militia actually came from Switzerland and William Tell. And you look at and a lot of people don't look at Eastern European history, but the early Georgian monarchy, okay, the king of Georgia was basically just a ruler who was coronated by the patriarch of the Georgian Orthodox Church, but the society was armed. Every village, every village in Georgia was armed, and the church bells served two functions. One was to call everybody to prayer when Vespers began or when the Divine Liturgy began. But if the Turks or the Persians were to invade, all right, which they did a lot of times in Georgia because of its location, um, and both of them, what they would do is they would kidnap kids. They would just like rob kids off the streets. They would come on horse. They are, yeah. I know my godson in Ukraine, my godson in Poltava, Ukraine, is not leaving his parents' apartment because he's afraid that they're going to kidnap him and send him off to the front. Yeah, oh yeah, it's in the Russian news every day, Gabe. It's in the Russian news every day, and I watch the Russian news regularly. I know what's going on over there. It is the most corrupt country in Europe and probably the world. Zelensky, the only thing, the only talent Zelensky has is playing the piano with his dick. I mean, yeah, all he knows how to do is play the piano with his dick. I mean, and there's footage of him doing it. It's gross. It's about time too. Yeah, I know. And then you got to understand all this bullshit going on in Ukraine started with USAID, with these colorful revolutions, people like Senator Jean Shaheen. Uh, I saw that. I saw that. And oh, by the way, that's a huge story in the Georgia news. You can thank Tiniko Abesadze for that. She spread it around. She did her part spreading that around throughout the entire Georgian diaspora out there. I think even the Georgian bishop read that article. Well, Senator Rand Paul really wanted to look into what Gene Shaheen was doing, and they're both on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. And 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 uh, and you know, I was raising these questions about our ambassador, Robin Dunnigan, which I hope Trump is going to replace very soon, uh, and not put in another dumb bitch like Kelly Degnan, who was her predecessor. Um, she was a stupid bitch. He was a stupid. But Robin Dunnigan, I told Gene Shaheen's assistant, I go, what do you think about Robin Dunnigan avoiding the Georgian media after she was caught sending emails to U.S. citizens and U.S. officials to avoid Rustaveli Avenue in front of the Parliament and the Kashmeti St. George Church, which is right across the Rustaveli Avenue from the Parliament, on October 26th because of uh, political instability due to the parliamentary elections. And the Georgian Dream won by an overwhelming majority. An overwhelming majority. Those elections were not rigged because the Georgian people, and I can tell you this because I've spent a lot of time in Georgia. I own property in Georgia, and the Georgian people are fed up. The Georgian people are fed up with these color revolutions, with wokeism. They are fed up. The Georgian people, 95% of the Georgian people are very conservative Orthodox Christians. The Georgian Orthodox Church is even older than the Russian Orthodox Church because Georgia was Christianized in the 4th century by Saint Nino, Saint Shushanika, Mary Magdalene, and Saint Andrew the First called. Okay, they were the ones that brought the Christian faith to that area, and oh yeah, Bain Capital. No, you're looking at a huge conflict of interest there. Number one, Bain Capital is owned by a U.S. senator, and this is an investment firm that funds heavily in the military-industrial complex, big tech. Yeah, yeah, and BlackRock owns $4 million in their shares. And guess what? Guess what? The new company that bought out Grubhub, Bain Capital is one of their investors. Oh, Bain Capital is involved in huge money laundering, and they're making a killing in Ukraine. A U.S. senator, a sitting U.S. senator. Talk about conflict of interest. And Obamacare was not authored by Obama. You know that. Obamacare was actually authored by Mitt Romney. Well, John McCain is a traitor. And if you want to really know about the truth about John McCain, he was not this prisoner of war in Vietnam like everybody. Yeah, he sang like a canary to the Viet Cong, giving away U.S. secrets. I mean, the man is a traitor. None of his army buddies liked him. He had them killed. Yeah, He should have. He should have. And he was like the biggest Russophobe. He was like the biggest Russophobe in American history. And you know, if it weren't for the Bushes, if it weren't for the Clintons, if it weren't for the Obamas, and if it weren't for the Bidens, we could have had a beautiful relationship with Russia. Russia has a lot of resources we could use. We have a lot of resources Russia could use. And and Russia has so much virgin forest. There are areas in Russia that have not been touched by man. I mean, this is a country. This is a country with even with all the Soviet republics broken off. This Russia is still the largest landmass in the world, spanning over 12 time zones. Think about that. 12 time zones. That's what? 4 times the size of the United States. No, that's actually not true. Well, no, Canada has a lot of livable land. Okay, you got to understand about the North. There's there's two types of biomes along the Arctic Circle. The subarctic, which is like maybe a few latitudes south of the Arctic Circle, is called the taiga. Canada has taiga, Alaska has taiga, and Russia, especially Siberia, has taiga. Taiga is basically forest that's permafrost. So it's trees, deciduous trees, except the soil is frozen year round. Okay, and and the trees need the soil to be frozen permanently in order to survive. So if that permafrost thaws, all those trees die. So north of that, where you have the Arctic Circle, is tundra. Now, tundra is basically barren. And tundra, you have in Iceland, northern Canada, the far north in Russia, like Kolyma, which was like the deadliest gulag in Russian history. That all that is in the tundra. So, well, you got to understand, we started that war by with these colorful revolutions. First, the Orange Revolution, with where we installed Viktor Yushchenko in 2004, and I witnessed that revolution. And then the Maidan Revolution in 2014, when Poroshenko started bombing the Donbass. And I've got friends in Sevastopol, okay, and the Crimeans, contrary to popular belief, Russia did not actually forcibly annex Crimea. The Crimean people wanted to be part of Russia. The Crimean people consider themselves Russian. They consider themselves ethnically Russian. And so basically, what happened with the Maidan, okay, you had this special police force that the only job this police force was charged to do was to protect the Ukrainian president and members of the Ukrainian Rada, their parliament called the Rada. Uh, okay, this police this police detail was called the Birkut. Okay, so Poroshenko dissolved the Birkut
Okay, so
because
hold on,
most
hold
of the
on,
Birkut
Johannes.
officers were Russian speaking,
Hold
not
on,
Ukrainian.
Johannes. Johannes, hold on. apparently I'm not being heard on like our mic right now. So apparently I've been talking, but nobody can fucking hear me. So hold on.
I've been hearing you the whole time.
Oh, I know, but our listeners haven't. So let me see what I can do to fix this.
Okay.
Okay, they're commenting on our stuff like, "Hey, we can't hear you at all." So like, okay, I have it on like full blast. He goes, "Hello, is anyone even there?" Okay, so let me see if I can do something on here.
Well, Senator Rand Paul really wanted to look into what Gene Sheen was doing, and they're both on the Senate Foreign Relations types of.
Okay, well, apparently I can hear myself on the live now. So, okay, we're good now, Johannes. Okay, so what were you saying?
So anyway, this police detail that was charged with protecting all the Ukrainian government entities was called the Birkut. Okay? Now, when Poroshenko came to power after the Maidan, he dissolved Birkut, and he was going to have all the Birkut officers either jailed or killed, because most of the Birkut officers were loyal to Yanukovych, who was democratically elected, which in Ukraine, that's a miracle because Ukraine is so fucking corrupt, and Yanukovych himself was no angel. He was just as crooked as everybody else. And so a lot of the Berkut officers fled to the Crimea because and I have friends that live in the Crimea, and they were telling me in 2014 they were terrified. They were really terrified when the Banderas under Poroshenko took over. They were literally scared that they were going to be massacred, just like the people in the Donbass and in Luhansk. And they were so happy for the referendum to come, and they voted to become part of Russia.
Oh,
and
yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Even the Crimean Tatars who are not Russian speaking, they have their own language, which is close to Turkish, wanted to be part of Russia.
So, like, okay, so I guess just let me backtrack. Okay, so we were talking earlier about Bain Capital, okay? Why is it that, like, we have not done anything about Bain Capital? Bain Capital is owned by Mitt Romney. I don't know why Pam Bondi won't go after him or Trump. This isn't about, like, it won't look bad to go after
they need to be investigated.
Yeah, they really do, because
Bain
Mitt Romney...
Capital really has to be investigated. There's a lot of funny business going on.
No, there's not funny business. It's illegal crap that's happening right now. It's illegal.
Well, that's what
stuff.
I mean by funny business. It's definitely not legal. I mean,
no,
what they're
it's
doing.
not, because they're literally, like, talk about AIPAC being bad, okay? You got Bain Capital, who's like 1,000 times worse, okay? They're over there sending money over to Russia, over to Ukraine, to state senators, to presidents, to state legislators overseas.
They're
okay?
they were giving a lot of money to USAID too.
And remember, they were also taking they had no problem taking our taxpayers' money during COVID. Literally, Congress, Mitt Romney voted along to give himself a bigger raise through his company, Bain Capital. They took out PP loans, okay? They took out all these other type of tax-free grants, and they were just sending it overseas to Israel, to Russia, to Ukraine, and you name it, they were doing everything. So I don't understand. And then they were giving it to Gene Shaheen, who just recently resigned, okay? And then they're literally gave money to Todd Young, our U.S. senator. Say that again.
So Gene Shaheen is a crook herself.
Yeah, she is. That's why she's getting out, because she knows she's going to be exposed. And our article did a good job.
She paints herself as this. She paints herself as this teacher that won the U.S. Senate seat in New Hampshire.
Oh well, fuck her.
Bullshit. She was no fucking teacher.
Yeah, maybe a teacher like take money legally, I guess, or illegally, and then make it look legally. Yeah, I'm glad she's out, and I'm glad that you did a story on her about the colorful revolutions and that type of stuff, because that actually, I think maybe that might have actually like influenced her not to take. And then when you were going to her office and asking Rand Paul, so what? All right, hold on one second.
I have a question.
Go. No, we're not answering
Why?
questions. Get out of the car.
Why?
Because you're a Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want?
All right, give us 1 second. Oh.
These sons of bitches.
All right, Johannes, we're live on here. We're just gonna try to make it through. I have you on phone call right now.
We're doing it on Messenger.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see what I can do. We're live still right now. We gotta find another program. This thing fucking sucks.
Should I keep my computer on?
Yeah, keep it on. Give me 1 second. Let me call you back. All right, Johannes, can you see me?
I cannot.
Let me see what I can do.
Let me see.
I don't know why it's had me connected to that crap. All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah, now I
Okay,
see you.
so let's see if we can do this crap right here. Let's see if we can hook it up to Messenger. Let me go over here to like the windows right here. All right, I think we're still gonna be live. So hold on. All right. Oh yes, we are on here now. Hell yeah! I think we're just gonna do this now because this shit's like annoying as hell. All right.
Yeah, Zoom is
Zoom is just like, oh
not very
god,
reliable.
they're just like terrible nowadays. All right, let's see. See if I can like frame this up real good. All right, let's see. Is there any way like I can just like? No, I don't want to share my screen. All right, let's see what we can do. Yeah, this thing just like fucking blows. Let's try this. Get that going. Yeah, we gotta find a different server. This fucking thing blows. I'm trying to like crop this, and I know we're like still live, but this thing fucking blows. This thing blows more than WIVC
People
does.
still listening on the...
Yeah, we still got people listening. Alright, so we're on Messenger right now because apparently Zoom wanted to have me wait even longer, and I just wasn't waiting. So, fuck Zoom. Fucking a-holes. So we're still live. So, apparently some of our viewers wanted us to, like, backtrack a little bit. So, Johannes, you there? Johannes?
Yeah?
Alright, you're there. Alright, so apparently they weren't hearing me all the way. So, like, I guess we're going to backtrack a little bit. So, alright, so we were talking about Bain Capital, and then before that, what were we talking about? We were talking about the tax rally, okay? So, the tax rally's coming up this tomorrow. Johannes, you're going to be there, and I know a couple other people are planning to be there.
Yeah,
What
I'm
do
going
you
to be
think?
there for sure, yeah.
So, do you think that there's probably going to be about 100
Well,
people
I would
there?
love to see an end to the property tax.
Yeah.
I would love
like
to
to
see an
that
end to the
happen.
property tax. I think a sales tax should be sufficient. We don't need an income tax, and we don't need a property tax. Taxes should be, there should be a sales tax, maybe a consumption tax. Those are constitutional by the U.S. Constitution.
I'm okay with the sales tax
And then, of
too,
course,
but like
tariffs,
property taxes,
tariffs, that's up to the federal government.
yeah, I just think that the property taxes are just not okay because it's just wrong. It's really, really wrong, and then they take our property, so we never own nothing.
Yeah, you're basically renting your property. I've heard people say that.
Yeah, it's like
In
we're
fact, I have a
renting through the
neighbor
state
that says
government.
that all the time.
So I think that the tax
Right.
rally is good, but I just don't think that Rob Kendall leading the fucking charge to it is and has no beneficial reason. I think Micah just needs to really just leave Rob Kendall, and just don't associate himself
I'm
with
just
it.
curious. Will there be time will there be time where we could mingle with Micah Beckwith after the rally?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess you'll find out tomorrow, won't you?
Yeah, because there's some things I'd like to talk to him about to try and bring it to Governor Brown's attention. I definitely want to make sure that there's no funny business with which could lead to my license being suspended, for one thing.
Well, I don't think he would have anything
Because
on
it says
that part. That would be mainly the BNB part, and I know the governor is in charge of that, Mike Brandt, but I don't know if they would intervene on something like that because that's a court matter, but it's something that could be brought up because what they did to you that was a total fucking setup like they did down here to me. They don't care. They're ruthless bastards. Democrats, they play dirty.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not voluntarily getting into a cop's prowler again unless I know the cop personally and he's a friend of mine.
Yeah, I told you not to do that, and that was they set you up, Johannes. They really did. They set you up.
I mean, and then they read you your rights when you're at the police station after you volunteered to get into their prowler. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that is. All that was just fucked up. I talked to another attorney, a friend of mine. They were like, "What the fuck? Why the fuck would he get in the car?" I said, "Yeah, I know. That's what I told him." Well, they really just set you up, Johannes. They took advantage of you and they set you up. They fucking lied to you too. So all that shit should be thrown out anyways. They're fucking assholes.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm starting to suspect. I think they probably looked into my records. They probably saw that I was arrested back in 2003 by the Long Beach police chief, Bobby Sikowski, who was the Long Beach police chief at the time. Now he's in very bad shape. He definitely is not able to run a marathon. I don't think he could before. But they probably found out that I was roughed up by him. And, when you are a victim of police brutality, and I'm not talking about the type of police brutality all these Black Lives Matter, Antifa woke people talk about. I'm talking about real police brutality that affects people of all races, creeds, and colors. Okay, it does happen.
They don't. Yeah, it does
Okay.
not discriminate. Police brutality does not discriminate.
You know,
they don't give a
that
fuck.
That trauma does not go away.
No,
that
it
trauma
doesn't.
does not go away.
You're right. And when the prosecutors go after you for like political persecution to swing their fucking dick around, that actually should be illegal. And I'm actually happy that we're going to be getting our default judgment against the stupid fucking bitch ass Ryan Mears who likes to arrest people because he doesn't like them. Fuck him. He arrested me over a fucking tweet. Fuck you, Ryan Mears. Sorry, I got emotional there, but fuck him.
I want to know anything. Did you ever figure out anything about Fagan? I know he's a Republican.
Yes.
And
I don't know what's up with fucking Northwest Indiana. Like, for some odd reason, them in Central Indiana, they like hiding all their emails and like their information. So I'm gonna call them today and see what's going on. I actually sent a request for the body footage, the body camera footage when they arrested you. Because look, okay, so here's the thing: is Johannes was in a fender bender, right? And and he was sick, under the weather, and he didn't feel good. So he pulled over, right? And he was in a fender bender. And they fucking lied to him and lured him to go in the cop's car. And then later they charged him with a fucking OWI and did blood work on him. And how does a fucking fender bender turn to an OWI? I've never heard of it. You guys were literally exchanging information. And the officer can clearly tell that you were all right.
We were about to when the cops started.
Like, you guys already, like, established, okay, there really is no damage here. Let's trade information. Let's go on with our lives, right? That's pretty much how that went, right?
Yeah.
How the fuck does that turn into an OWI?
And I was actually on the phone with Grubhub when the lady came saying I was sick and I really don't want to do this order. I want to go back home and sleep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's all this was just a setup, and fucking, it's just terrible. It's terrible what had happened.
And then this witness that just was yelling and screaming and going, you know, oh, I saw you hit that car. You better not leave. I'm calling the cops. You better stay here. You better stay here. Don't you even dare leave. I mean, like, who the hell was that guy?
Some fucking woke ass liberal, probably. Jesus.
I want his name. His name has got to be in the police report. I want to find out his name. I want to be able to investigate him. Who is he tied to? And if he's tied to Senator Pohl or Mayor Angie, because I don't know if I told you what Jason told me today.
What did Jason say again?
Okay, you know Jason is a contractor.
Yeah, Jason's a contractor, and he has a contract with like the city of Michigan City, right?
Yeah, he does tuck pointing. He does basic carpentry, remodeling. And he also flips a couple of houses here and there. Well, he ran as a Republican for Michigan City Council at large.
Okay.
Angie is a woke Democrat bitch. And
yeah, she only won because the fucking former mayor fucking said the N-word, which that was a fucking dumb move to fucking leave it on a voicemail.
Yeah,
to another fucking
that
employee that's black as well, too. Like,
Dwayne Perry did a lot of stupid stuff.
He really did.
Dwayne Perry actually called me a COVID-spreading asshole.
Well, then he apologized, but that don't mean I'm sorry, but Dwayne Perry's a fucking dumbass. He really is.
Well, he's a former Democrat. He's a Democrat turned Republican.
Well, that fucking explains everything. You know, those former Democrats, I'll tell you, them old school Democrats, those Democrats are fucking racist. My mom is an old school Democrat, and oh boy, talk about some racism right there. I've heard some race. My first racist word, she called one of my fucking siblings the N word. Okay, like I'll tell you what, them old school Democrats, they're fucking racist, and I've seen them in
Some of them can
action.
be racist.
Most of them are.
Gabe, I had this one client when I had my landscaping business.
Yeah.
His name was Jim Williams.
Okay.
His name was Jim Williams. Oh my God, this guy was hideously racist. And I mean, he, he would work on his projects together with me simply because he was his wife. His wife was the type of woman that was constantly in a state of anger. Every time she talked, she sounded like she was pissed. I know because I had an aunt like that in France.
Sounds like my mother too. Jesus.
Well, Claire, her name was Claire, and she was like, every time he wanted a project, she'd be like, Jim, I don't want that there. You tell Johansson, I don't want that there.
I
And
want
always
it here.
talk
I
like,
want it there.
always
You gotta
talk
do it like
like
this. Yes.
yeah,
And then you
yeah.
tell them like,
always,
okay,
always
if
bark orders, always
Yep.
bark orders that always sound like she was perpetually pissed.
oh yeah, yeah,
And
yep.
so, and Jim, he was the guy. He wanted to be with the guys. He just like, but he was racist. He was raised racist. I mean, he was like 76 years old when I was working for him, and he goes, and he had rental properties, and he was complaining about this one black tenant that he had in Michigan City off of Michigan Boulevard, and this lady completely trashed the apartment. He finally evicted her, and so it was getting in the winter time, and I wanted to make some extra money before my trip to Russia, and so one of my many trips to Russia, and so so you know we're working in the kitchen together,
Yeah.
and he's going around in there with his little oxygen mask on because he had pneumonia, so he had oxygen on him. And the fridge was really gross. It was like white, but it was black. And I'm
Oh,
like,
fucking
Jim, this is
disgusting.
yeah. I was like, Jim, this is gross. How can people live like this? And he just blurts out, Johansson, they're niggers. And he goes, when I was a boy growing up in Oklahoma, my father told me that nigger came along when the first man fucked a monkey. I never believed him. Then I started working for the government when they did this affirmative action shit, and this man who was working for me, Johansson, the way he used his hands, his mouth, he looked like a fucking monkey you would see in the zoo. And he would say this repeatedly. Repeatedly. I mean, my God, this guy was horribly racist.
You know what? They always say when you get up there old in age that you just don't have a filter and they just don't give a fuck at that age.
Well, it's not that. They're fossils, basically. They're fossils.
Yeah, but
Okay?
they have no
They
filter when they get up there.
they probably never had that filter when. Okay, you see, look,
Well, they were also
people
raised
my
in a
dad's
different
generation,
generation too.
people my dad's generation do things that they do because that was okay for them to do when
Yes,
they came of age.
exactly. They
Just
were
like
using
people
those
my
words.
generation, we do the things we do
Yep.
because that was okay in the 90s when we came of age.
Exactly.
And so on.
It
Every
wasn't till like
generation is like that.
I don't think it wasn't even till like the early
And
2000s.
the philology carries over as well.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
people from the World War II generation, which would be the generation before my dad's generation, you still have a lot of people from the World War II generation when they say it's cool, they say, "Well, that's swell."
Yeah, they do.
Well, that's swell.
Well,
You know?
Johannes, you also, I think you have to, wasn't it like the early 2000s where like the African Americans were like canceling out the N word because they wanted to be called because originally they were called, the hard R, and then they wanted to be called the Negroes, and then they wanted to be called the African Americans, and they switched back to the Negroes, and then they switched back to the N word. I think it was like the early 2000s, my generation. I was born in '97, but as a kid, it was the early 2000s where they canceled out
Yeah.
the hard R word, I all I gotta say is that I think
Well,
it's
I
crazy.
know my generation when we were growing up, the word was cool.
Yeah, like I don't someone made
And
a
the
joke
people
about
grew up
it.
in the 70s, the people grew up in the 60s, the hippies, they would say groovy.
Yeah, they would say groovy. Okay, now like my generation say facts. Okay, like if something's true, they say facts. Okay, like it's just every generation says things differently.
And then here's something really weird. Okay? When I started selling Cutco, now Cutco salespeople have a philology of their own. Okay? And when a Cutco rep finds something is really cool, they say, "Oh, this is sick. This is really
Yeah,
sick."
yeah, that's the sick. I've used that terminology before too. That's sick. Oh, that's rad. Okay, like fucking, I
The
sound like a
rad I
boomer
can
when
understand. Why
I
they call it sick? That is totly beyond me.
I feel like I feel like I
But
feel like a boomer when I use the word
the
rad.
first time I heard that word describing something cool was when I started selling Cutco, because everybody selling Cutco was like, "Oh, you
Oh,
got
that's
that new iPod? Oh, that is sick. That's
yeah.
really sick."
Oh man, yeah. Every generation has a difference. But yeah, so you were going on saying that like Jason is a contractor for Michigan City. So what happened? So they're going after him too.
Yeah. So basically, for the
I met
longest
Jason
time,
for our followers. I met Jason at Johanna's house, and Jason's actually a really really good dude, and he's a hard worker.
and
So
and he's a good man too. He's a very good man,
oh yeah,
and
and he ran for city council
and
at large, right?
he ran for city council at large as a Republican,
Okay.
and basically, for the longest time, like most cities, the building department and the code enforcement department were all one department. I mean, it's still that way in Michiana Shores, unless Debbie the Dyke Chubb decided to change that, and I don't know about it.
Debbie the Dyke the Chub. Who is
Debbie
Debbie the Dyke?
yeah, she ran against Senator Pohl when I ran, but she ran in the Democratic primary, and she's like an ultra leftist, woke, Black Lives Matter, white lesbian. So
Oh,
I call her
good
Debbie the Dyke.
lord.
I call her Debbie the Dyke,
She's
and
the
it drives her
ultimate
nuts.
fucking libtard that you meet at the.
Oh, Johannes, you broke out your mic.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
now we can hear you.
I call her Debbie the Dyke.
That's fucking hilarious.
But you know me, I'm a homophobe from hell. I broke out.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I call
no,
her Debbie the
no!
Dyke. But
It was my
I'm a
crap. Hold
homophobe
on,
from
it was
hell.
mine. My headphone
You know
died.
that, Jake.
Apparently, we're like several over. So hold on. Let me see if
You
I
need
got.
to change headphones?
Yeah, I have my AirPods, and they're.
Wait, what happened here? All right, I can hear you
Can you hear
now.
me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay. So basically, when Angie got elected as mayor of Michigan City, she divided up the building department and the code enforcement department. So now she's got she's got all her people in the code enforcement department. So now they're nitpicking at Jason for almost anything. They even fined him once or a couple of times. And Jason told me he was doing his own investigation. She knows who I am. She's in cahoots with Senator Pohl. She really wants to destroy all the Republicans in the Michigan City area. So
Liberals.
I think if we do enough digging, I think we might find Angie involved in my arrest.
She might be. Democrats, I'll tell you, they're real. If they want to lock somebody up, they're really good at resources.
I don't even know this woman, okay? I'm not involved in Michigan City politics. I live in Michiana Shores.
Okay.
I'm not even involved in Michiana Shores politics because our town council is practically defunct.
Okay, now listen to this. I don't even know our prosecutor here. I don't even know, like, the chief of police here, okay? But now I know them after they fucking attacked me and tried to lock me up over a fucking tweet. I cussed out Ryan Mears when I saw him in court. I fucking did. I didn't care. Just fucking, what's he gonna do? Tell the judge? Go right fucking ahead, you dumb fucking son of a bitch. These sons of bitches, Democrats do not care. These woke new Democrats are vindictive and they don't care about the rule of law and they don't care about arresting people over the dumbest shit.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you agree?
to them the police is their weapon.
Yeah,
okay?
They do. They use them like they're fucking mafia.
If there's a good, honest cop that really wants to do his job, they're gonna find a way to get that cop off the force.
Yeah, they will.
Then
I've seen them do it.
They're gonna hire a yes man who's gonna do what they want.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fucking Northern Indiana for you.
And then you've got the banana and then okay, see, this really has to stop. This police corruption is very dangerous because when you've got a corrupt police department and when you've got police departments that set quotas, okay, so many citations need to be written out, so many DUIs need to be, each officer needs to have so many DUIs on their belt every month. They need to have so many tickets written out, so many citations written out, so many arrests in this genre written out, so many arrests in that genre written out. Okay, these cops are going to break the law just so they can meet the quota to be able to keep their job.
So, Johannes, you said that you were going to, like, get another, what do you call it, a lab work done because you don't really trust the police up there, and I would do the same too, because I'm sorry, but they're crooked up there.
Well,
right?
I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna see what Scott Paycheck says.
Okay, yeah, listen to what your attorney says, because what they did to you is so fucked up. Yeah, what they did to you is just so fucked up. It's worse than me, actually. Worse than me.
Oh, Gabe, get this. Get this.
Yeah.
One of the Michigan City cops even told me to plead not guilty to the charge.
Why would he say that?
What does that tell you?
Plead not guilty?
They told me to plead not guilty. They didn't even talk about deferral or anything like that. Most of the time, cops will talk about deferrals. Oh, no. One cop told me just plead not guilty. It's a misdemeanor.
Why the fuck is the Michigan police telling you to not plead guilty?
They're setting me up for an entrapment, and they're telling me to plead not guilty? There's something wrong with that picture.
Whoever those cops are need to have their fucking badge taken away, and they need to be stripped from ever holding public office and ever holding a badge ever again. That is the definition of corruption.
Well, hopefully when we get done with Michigan City, that's going to happen.
Well, I've already
I'm telling you right
I've
now.
already sent in a request.
Telling you right now. I will sue. Once this case is thrown out, I am going to sue. I am going to sue Mayor Angie. I'm going to sue the city of Michigan City. I'm going to sue the Michigan City Police Department, and I'm going to sue the officers involved in my arrest. And I am not going to settle for anything under $1 million plus attorney fees. And if it means taking those police officers' houses, so be it. Let them be homeless. That way I can piss in their face on the street.
I've just never heard of somebody, an offender vendor, fucking, and then gets driven to the fucking police station, and they ask fucking questions, and then they read you your Miranda rights and tell you that you're gonna be detained. No, that's not how that works. You read somebody's Miranda rights when you arrest somebody.
I knew when they started reading my Miranda rights, I knew exactly what was going on. And
I'm like, those cops need to be fucking held accountable.
Me? No, we're not arresting you. We're just detaining you.
Fucking Michigan City, fuck them. And you know what, Johannes? We sent in a request. I sent in a request, I think it was yesterday, or maybe the day before. No, it was Saturday. I had one of our people at Hoosier Enquirer send in an email, and I just basically told him, here, frame it like this, blah, 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 send it in. So, Hoosier Enquirer, send an email, and we've sent in an email to request the body cam footage from the Michigan City Police, because we want to know what the hell happened, and we asked them in the email, is this standard procedure an offender bender accident? And then I had Kelly ask some of the state laws, because a police officer is supposed to investigate a car accident if there's $1,000 or more in damages, which there wasn't. Also, if somebody was injured or deaf, that's when they get involved. That neither of those things happen in your fender bender accident.
And it turns into a DUI with the class
one
or class 2
OWI, not a DUI, no
OWI. Yeah, DUI is the old term.
Yeah, DUI is the old term because people are doing drugs and they're fucking operating a vehicle, so they had to change it up and do an OWI because the newer generation are on drugs and driving, and the older generation is drinking and driving. So now they just put it under OWI where they can just put a general statement on it. So, yeah, they're both misdemeanor charges, but why the fuck is the Michigan City Police, of all people, telling you to not plead guilty to this? This just sounds fucking fishy all over it. Democrats, you guys need to get better at fucking doing the dumb shit that you do. Because you get caught, and then you get sued, and then taxpayers have to fucking foot the bill, you fucking dumb fucks. God, I hate
I'll tell you this.
They're just fucking scum.
These cops better talk to Bobby Sikowski. They better talk to Todd Bullis, and they better talk to Paul Arnold, because those three cops fucked with me, and they're not cops anymore.
I remember that you actually did get cops actually held accountable. So
yeah, I don't know if I told you this story with Paul Arnold.
Yeah, what happened?
Okay, he was a state trooper on I-65, I-94.
Hold on, Johannes. So some people keep asking in the comments, what they find in your blood? They found nothing, right? They found nothing yet, right?
Well, the test results haven't come in yet.
Well, you did your test results Tuesday. They should have your test results in by now, right?
Well, I'm going to call the hospital tomorrow morning before I leave for Indianapolis.
Johannes, so for our viewers that don't really know you, I'm going to say this. Johannes has never done drugs. He's against weed, okay? He only very rarely ever drinks, and I've seen him drink at social gatherings at his house, okay? And so Johannes is not the type of individual that, is a moron that does stupid things. Would you agree, Johannes?
Yeah.
All right, so what's your stance on marijuana? Okay, I just wanted to hear for generalization.
Okay, I support the medicinal marijuana, but I think the way medicinal marijuana is done now is way too lax. I think it is a natural plant. It can do some good in certain areas. Like, I understand it helps people with PTSD. I understand that CBD oil does great things for. It worked wonders with my mother's Parkinsonian symptoms.
Yep.
But why is it with medicinal marijuana, you can get it without a doctor's prescription, but when I need to get my insulin, even when I go to Canada to get my insulin, I have to have a prescription from my doctor. When I need to get Diovan for my blood pressure, I have to get a prescription to go from my doctor. When I get metformin for my diabetes or glipizide for my diabetes, I have to get a prescription from my doctor. Okay? There is a reason why certain medications require a prescription. One of the reasons is because these medications can have dangerous side effects, and that includes even natural medications like marijuana. So why not, if you're going to have medicinal marijuana, why not have it done in a clinical setting under the supervision of a doctor or a nurse practitioner, but preferably a physician, okay, who knows the medication. And medicines are not toys. They're not candy. Okay? In some countries, I don't know if you realize this, but in some countries, pharmacies actually have to be managed by a pharmacologist or a doctor of a pharmacologist.
Yep.
Like in Canada, for example, in Canada, there has to be a doctor of pharmacology who co-signs the prescriptions of U.S. patients. It's the law over there.
Yep.
And there's a reason for that.
So, Johannes, I just wanted to ask you: you don't do any drugs, you don't drink, drink
I mean, I'm a social drinker.
at
like
events
when
at
I'm
your
at a
home,
party,
right?
but
At events at your
either
home,
at
right?
home or at a friend's house. But I'm not going to drink unless I'm staying the night.
Exactly, yeah. Even when I go to your house, right, and you have you have Orthodox holidays, right? Well, if I drink, I stay over at your house, right? And so that's the thing is,
Right.
I've never known you to be a person that you never had an alcohol problem. You've never had the only exception that you have is for marijuana, medicinal marijuana. But you are old school fashion, no drugs, no nothing. So this is a complete setup for our followers and listeners hearing this. This was a complete setup by the radical Democrats in Michigan City because they know that he's ran for office and they're just attacking all the Republicans in their community. That is what the Democrats do. They did it under Joe Biden. They did it under every Democrat leadership. They just go after their
and now they're upset
opponents.
that Trump won.
Yeah, they're upset,
now they're
that,
upset that Trump won.
Yep.
And now there are a lot of Trump supporters in Michigan City.
Yep.
And I think Angie wants to try to put the kibosh on it.
Yeah,
That's why they did it to me. That's why they're fucking around with Jason.
Yep.
And I'm curious to know, what are they doing to the Bergerons? They have a son. They have a son. And Liz ran for Michigan City Council at large as well.
They'll probably go after her too.
They'll probably go after her. She works for the FSSA.
Yeah,
and
the Democrats
they might even go after
bastards.
Dion because he's married to her.
Yeah, they're just ruthless bastards, and they have no cares. But they scream racism and they scream all type of words whenever it happens to them. When they actually do commit a fucking crime. Good Lord, Democrats, get your shit together. Oh my God.
And then of course, next political event, I see Sheriff Ron Heeg. I'm going to tell him he needs to clean the jail. That jail is, oh my God! I've seen cleaner jails in third world countries than that county jail.
Tell our listeners what you told me about what the jail smells in fucking LaPorte County.
The best way to describe that smell is like rotten Reese's peanut butter cups, dried up rotten shit, and diarrhea.
Oh.
Imagine that. Imagine how disgusting that smell is. It's absolutely I almost puked. I
would have puked.
And this was a holding cell that could hold up to 16 people.
Oh yeah, I would have puked. I would have fucking puked.
It was a big room. I mean, I'd say that room was probably 20 foot by 20 foot.
So tell our viewers what happened when you pressed the button. You had to press the button for what?
Oh, whenever I wanted to talk to an officer?
Yeah.
Oh, that woman was a real bitch.
Was she like a libtard or what'd she look like?
I don't know. I never saw her.
Oh, she just
But
spoke
she
to
was
the
like,
microphone?
"You're really getting on my nerves. Don't you fucking press that button again."
Mm-mm.
And then I'd press the button. "What do you want now? You're not coming out until the morning, so forget it." I mean, oh, she was nasty.
Oh,
She was,
God.
she was a bitch from hell. I mean, she was really. And then in the morning there was another lady, and she was a little nicer.
Well,
I'm gonna have to talk to Ron Heeg about her. And but but then okay, then you know, this room has benches that are all along the walls, nothing in the middle,
oh.
just benches all along the walls. They give you a mattress which is absolutely filthy.
That's
They
fucking
give you
gross.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
So what
They
they do?
give you
Put
this
you in the
like
drunk holding cell?
I don't know if it was a drunk tank or not.
Sounds like it. But the drunk tank usually have like metal things in it, but I don't know.
No, these benches were metal, and they were along the wall. And then the toilet and the drinking fountain was one unit.
Oh. Wait, what?
Yes, you heard me correctly. It was
Oh,
one
that's
fucking
fucking
unit.
sick. That's fucking unsanitary
And,
and
oh my
sick.
God.
Eh.
So the way this worked, okay, you had the toilet seat, just one gigantic steel unit. You had the toilet seat, and then this metal thing that goes up, and it's a drinking fountain, not even a sink, just a
Oh.
drinking fountain. And you have two buttons. You push one button, cold water spouts out. You push the other button, hot water spouts out.
Are
And
you
another button
fucking
to flush
serious?
the toilet.
Ew.
So you can have one guy drinking out of the fountain while another guy's taking a piss or even worse, taking a shit. Out of the same fucking unit. I'm like, you can't be serious. This is America?
Oh, hell no. Marion County's got better
Borgia,
fucking setup than
look,
that
look,
shit.
look, Gabe,
That's fucking
Gabe.
sick.
I have a very good friend who's a cop in Moscow. I have a very good friend who's a
Oh,
cop
I
in
couldn't
Moscow.
make it in fucking jail. Oh, hell no.
I have a very good friend who's a cop in Moscow.
Oh, that's
Okay?
fucking gross.
And we had parties at his police station where they
That
had
is
holding cells.
fucking gross.
And this was like 30 years
Oh, I fucked up my mic.
which we were never in it. We were just sitting there having vodka and zakuski with Borja's colleagues. But that holding cell had a Turkish toilet. I don't know if you know what a Turkish toilet is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure some of your viewers who've been to Eastern Europe or to Germany might know what a Turkish toilet is.
I don't know why.
A Turkish toilet is a toilet where it's like a ceramic divot in the floor with a hole in the middle, and then there's like two risers where you can put your feet on there, and then you squat to take a shit or you stand to take a piss.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Now
I wouldn't be
that's
able to
very
make it
common.
in fucking jail. Apparently, I would not.
And that's very common in Europe, in Eastern Europe, especially in the former Soviet Union. Now, that holding cell was basically closed off with kind of like a gate made from rebarb, okay? Rebarb crisscrossing each other. And so, there were a couple of inmates that were in that holding cell. Me, Borja, a couple of his colleagues. We were all sitting there drinking vodka, having zakuski, talking filthy, dirty. You know, they were teaching me all kinds of Russian cuss words.
Yeah.
You know, this was when he was still working in the Kitai-Gorod precinct, which covers Red Square. That holding cell was a lot cleaner than what I was in. Way cleaner.
You know what? You know, what's that thing called? CPOT, where they just, like, Trump, like, sent in all the fucking, like, 240-something gang members down in El Salvador. And did you watch that video where El Salvador put those 200?
Oh, I read a little bit about it on the Epoch Times.
Yeah. So El Salvador released a video of, like, taking these criminals and putting them in CCOT or CPOT. They have cleaner fucking restrooms than fucking LaPorte County fucking restrooms. Good Lord. Even Marion County's got better fucking even Vanderburgh County's got better shit. That shit's nasty in LaPorte County. Ugh.
Oh my God! I'm telling you that
Oh.
I have never seen this where a toilet and a drinking fountain is the same fucking unit.
That is gross.
I was so
and
grossed
nasty.
out. I was so grossed out.
That's fucking
my
cochino, okay? You know how fucking sick you are when I have to use Spanish words, fucking Spanish words to fucking curse, okay? That is cochino. Fucking nasty.
What does cochino mean?
It means fucking nasty. That's what it means in fucking Spanish. It's cochino. Oh.
Oh, no! This was absolutely. And then of course there was this one guy who would take a shit in there, wouldn't flush,
Oh, that's fucking
and
sick.
it stank.
I would have beat his ass in fucking jail.
This one black guy lying in the middle of he got so sick of it. He was like, "Hey, yo, motherfucker, why didn't you flush?" I mean, oh man, and trying to sleep on the bench because the floor is so fucking dirty you don't even want to lie on it. Trying to sleep on the bench.
Hell fucking
That mattress won't even fit on the bench. I mean, so I was standing up all fucking 8 hours of the night. I did not sleep a wink. I was so nauseated. It's a miracle. It's God's miracle I did not puke.
Fucking terrorists have a better fucking setup than that shit. LaPorte County needs to get their crap together.
Oh, I'm going to talk to Sheriff Heeg about. I'm going to talk to Sheriff Heeg about that because
why don't they have funding to fix that crap?
Absolutely. I mean, these people are treated worse than animals.
Animals have a fucking better fucking system than we do in LaPorte County.
And then talk about the food they gave us for breakfast. I would give that food to my dog. It was so nasty. It was, first of all, they give me this slice of bread, and this egg-shaped thing falls out of it, and there's a gigantic hole in the bread. The bread felt like it was stale.
Probably was.
I asked the other guy there who was kind of friendly towards me, "What's this egg-shaped?" "It's peanut butter, man."
No.
I'm like, "You're going to actually eat that?" I'm like, "I wouldn't even give this to my dog. It's gross." And then there was this other thing in there. I don't know what it was. It looked like rotten mushrooms. Oh my God. And then they gave us this plastic cup with some kind of powder that I guess you were supposed to mix with the water in that drinking fountain. That's very appetizing. Somebody takes a shit or a piss while 5 other people are trying to fill their cups for their morning drink. I don't think so. I mean, oh my God! I was so glad I was out of there. I was so glad I was out of. I was so grossed out. I was so grossed out.
Okay, so Hoosiers, just word of advice: do not get arrested in LaPorte County. You're gonna fucking go to a nasty ass shithole jail, okay?
Oh my God, a shithole is right. That place was absolutely nasty. Oh my
And
God.
don't get in a fender bender.
I still can't get that smell out of my nose.
Do
It's
not
so
get
gross.
into a fender bender in LaPorte County, or else you're gonna be locked up in the county fucking jail. Oh hell no.
Okay, and then I went to the UPS store. I went to the UPS store at Ace Hardware today after church to pick up something that was delivered while I was in jail. It was some Vietnamese balsamic balm
What's that?
it's if you have a cold, this stuff works way better than Vicks. It's natural and it clears out your nose.
Does it work better than that one doctor that all you guys had, Dr. Shenko? What's his name?
I'll show it to you.
The one that died of pancreas cancer. You know which doctor I'm talking about?
I don't.
I think he died in 2022, but he's got like a medicine that has like zinc and all this other type of stuff.
This is it.
Hold it still so it can like clear up. Hold it a little bit backwards. Hold it backwards a little bit. Eat. Okay, right there. Okay, what does it say for our viewers? What's it called?
Okay, let me put my spectacles back on so I can read.
Okay.
I can't even read without. And then that's another thing. In the county jail, they give you these documents, and you don't have if you can't read without spectacles, you're fucked.
Wait, they don't let you have glasses?
No.
Oh, I'm fucked. I'd be fucked in jail. Oh, fuck no. I can't wear my glasses?
To read. I mean,
you can't wear your glasses in LaPorte County fucking jail. That's fucking terrible. I'm be blind bad.
They even took my cross off me.
They took your what?
They even took my cross off me.
Your cross?
My cross. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I explained to them, look, this is a very important piece of my religion. You're violating my religious rights by removing that from me.
LaPorte County don't give a fuck. They're fucking assholes.
Well, I'm going to talk to Sheriff Heeg about that. I don't know if they think a cross can be a weapon. Well, it is a weapon. I mean, it wards off demonic spirits. That's why we wear a cross.
That's fucking weird.
It's balsam. It's basically a balsamic balm. It's a yellow balm, and it's you put it underneath your nostrils, and it's very strong. It clears them out.
So it's called what again, Johannes? I was reading the comments. Okay, go ahead.
It's called balsam.
Okay, and where'd you get it at?
All right. I don't know how familiar you are with the Shopify app.
Yes, I am familiar with the Shopify app. You can actually get like different things from like cultural wise, right? And they get like you can go shopping.
I find Georgia Natakari on there. I was ecstatic.
What about those drinks?
I find all kinds of European goodies that I like.
Remember those drinks you had for the Orthodox Christmas?
There's this Turkish importer on there. There's this Turkish importer on there called Refagida. I get Turkish delights from there. I get Turkish cheese from there. And a lot of these Turkish delights are Lenten. I get Turkish spices on there. And it comes to me directly from Turkey. And it's good stuff.
Johannes, what about them drinks I had last time I was over there for, what was it, Orthodox Christmas that you had? Or was it like the New Year?
You probably had Nataktari.
Is that the drink?
Yeah.
You had like peach flavor, apple flavor, pear flavor.
I had pear flavor, tarragon, and saperavi grape.
Oh, the tarragon was really, really good. Oh, and it was healthier. It's a lot healthier than the sodas and the crap sodas that we drink. Of course,
it's all natural substance.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot healthier. If you want a healthy drink, beverage that tastes like a soda, what's it called, Johannes?
Nataktari lemonade.
and it's sold on Shopify. And how long does it take for like shipping and handling usually?
Okay, this is a Polish-Lithuanian grocery store on the north side of Chicago that sells it.
Oh,
so
really?
when I order it, he sends it that afternoon. I get it in like 2 or 3 days.
Well, you're closer than me in Indianapolis. It probably takes me a while to get it in Indianapolis.
It'll probably take you about 3 days, maybe 4 days.
Oh yeah, because they'll have to ship it.
And this lady is very nice. I have her phone number. She really packs the bottles really well. She even has Borjomi mineral water. So if I don't find Borjomi mineral water in Canada, I'll order it from her.
Oh, nice.
Because she has it in the glass bottles.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I like everything in glass bottles.
Glass bottles I like it because it gets colder a lot faster. So, but
well,
oh my
that
goodness,
is healthier
it's
for
like,
you.
Johannes, we started like 10:30, and now it's like 1 o'clock my time. 10:30.
Holy shit.
We have just been chatting away, but so I gotta log off. We gotta end this call because I got some things I gotta do tomorrow. I know you gotta go to the State House. Wait, yeah, today's Monday, so I know you gotta go to the State House later today. So I will let you go. But for our viewers, thank you for tuning in, Johannes. Let's do like a show later this week, and let's have you come on it and talk about what your experience was at the State House, and let's try to stay out of trouble too from the
and let's pray to God that my license doesn't get suspended.
I don't think they're gonna suspend it. There's nothing in your blood, and they have to drop the case anyways. So they're just fucking Democrats are just fucking scumbags when it comes to weaponizing the law against people that
you don't think the Dramamine is gonna trigger a false positive?
If Doug Bernanke says that it isn't probably going to be on there, then I agree with him on that part. But just I would say talk to your attorney and talk to your doctors and see. Just get a
and Tinico says it's not going to either.
Okay, then you should be good.
And she's a pharmacologist, even though she's in Georgia. She's a pharmacologist.
Oh yeah, then
now
she
where I
knows
ordered
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I know that where I ordered that balsam that I showed you.
Yeah.
That's a store on Shopify that's called Apteka USA.
Okay.
It's basically a pharmacy for Russian immigrants.
Oh, nice.
And it's got medicines that you don't find at your local CVS.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
And some of these medicines are very effective. They work very well. They have Smirta, which I plan to order. Smirta is very good. Like if you have an upset stomach and you're puking, you drink Smirta. It's like a type of clay, cleans out your stomach. They have charcoal tablets.
Charcoal tablets are really good. They do a lot of wonders for the body.
Charcoal tablets are excellent.
Yeah, they do.
Excellent.
But Johannes, we do have to cut this. We do have to cut this off because it is 1 o'clock in the morning my time. So,
I'm gonna watch and I'll watch Belarus when I'm in bed.
Yeah, we did go way over, but I'm glad you guys stayed tuned. Very informative on health, the state rally, several things that are going on in Indiana, and also we did inform you about not getting arrested and not having a fender bender in LaPorte County.
Yeah, and let's just wait in a couple of months once this bogus OWI gets thrown out of court.
Oh, it's gonna be.
We're gonna go fuck their mothers hard, they would say in Georgian.
Fucking great, Johannes.
Like in Georgian, there's this saying. Me mati dedebi trachi mochnav. Basically means I'm gonna fuck their mothers up the ass.
Well, Johannes, I love your company. You're always great to have on here. Let's have you on later this week. Thank you, Hoosiers, for streaming in. Johannes, you be safe. Have fun at the Capitol. Have fun at the state Capitol tomorrow, and keep me informed.
Listen, maybe we'll do some lunch afterwards too.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have my cell phone on me. Just